That weight you're carrying, that knot in your gut, the one that tells you to slow down, to back off, to just quit? Yeah, I know it. I've felt it too. Every single one of us has. But here's the thing. That feeling, that voice, it's a liar, a damn good one, sure, but a liar nonetheless. It tells you you're small. It tells you you're weak. It whispers that you're not built for this. And for too long, maybe you've listened. Maybe you've believed it. Maybe you've let it hold you captive, right on the goddamn edge of everything you were meant to be. But not today. Not anymore. Because what you're about to hear, this isn't some feel-good pep talk. This isn't a warm blanket for your doubts. This is a battle plan, a gut-punch reality check. This is me looking you dead in the eye and telling you that the fire you feel dying inside, it's still there. It's just buried under layers of bullshit fear and self-doubt. And we're about to dig it out. We're about to light it up so bright that everything holding you back gets burned to ashes. You are powerful. You can do anything. Don't you dare forget that. You're a champion. You were born to win. Not just sometimes, not just when it's easy. You were born to win when it feels impossible, when every fiber of your being screams to stop. You were born to rise, and today, right now, we're going to unleash that champion. We're going to shatter those chains. We're going to find those 5 secrets that let you rise above your fears and become truly unstuck, unstoppable, unfucking breakable. Are you ready? Because I'm not asking, I'm telling. This isn't a gentle journey. We're going to places inside you that might feel uncomfortable. We're going to pull at wounds, look at scars, and maybe even acknowledge the times you felt utterly defeated. Good. That's where the strength is. That's where the lessons are etched. Every time you fell, every time you stumbled, every time you wanted to throw in the towel, it wasn't a waste. It was training. It was preparation for this moment, this exact moment. Think about it. Look around you. All the giants of history, the ones who changed the world, the ones who defied every single odd. You think they just woke up one day flawless and fearless? Oh, you think it's over? It's not. Not yet. Not by a long shot. They fought, they clawed, they bled. And they learned something fundamental, that the biggest battlefield isn't out there. It's right here, between your ears. It's where your fears live. It's where your doubts build their goddamn empires. And we're about to burn that empire to the ground. So, what are these secrets? They're not magic formulas, they're truths, hard-earned, battle-tested truths. And the first one, the first secret to rising above your fears and becoming unstoppable, it's the hardest one to swallow. It demands courage before you even take the first step. Secret 1, confronting the beast. Face your fear, don't evade it. We run from fear. We build elaborate escape routes. We distract ourselves. We numb ourselves. We pretend it's not there. We make excuses. We say, oh, I'll do it later. It's not the right time. I'm not ready. Bullshit. Absolute, unadulterated bullshit. That's not prudence. That's cowardice wearing a fancy suit. Fear, my friend, is a beast. A primal, snarling beast that lives in the dark corners of your mind. And its power? Its power comes from your refusal to look at it. Think of a monster under the bed when you were a kid. It felt terrifying in the dark, right? But the moment you flicked on the light or pulled back the covers, what happened? It vanished. It was never there. Or maybe it was just a pile of clothes, a shadow playing tricks. Fear is the same. It thrives in the shadows of your ignorance, your avoidance. It grows stronger the more you try to ignore it. It whispers doubts, paralysis, and creates a mental prison cell with invisible bars. So, secret number 1 is simple, but it's brutally difficult. You have to turn around and look at the goddamn beast. You have to acknowledge its presence, not just a fleeting glance, but a full, unwavering stare. What exactly are you afraid of? Be specific. Don't just say failure. And what about failure? The embarrassment, the judgment, the financial ruin. The feeling of not being good enough, dig deep, pull it out into the harsh light of day. I remember this kid I was coaching, promising fighter, real talent. But he had this thing with sparring partners. Every time he stepped into the ring with someone who had a bit more experience, a bit more reputation, he'd freeze up. His movements would become stiff, his punches predictable. He'd practically concede before the first bell even rang. He'd tell me, "Coach, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to get knocked out." He was afraid of losing. Not just the physical defeat, but the emotional one, the blow to his ego, the judgment from the other fighters watching. So I pulled him aside. I said, "Look at me, son. You're afraid of losing. Good. Now what happens if you lose? Do you die? Does the world end? Will your mother disown you?" We went through every single fear, every single consequence he imagined, and what we found after peeling back all those layers of imagined disaster was that the worst-case scenario wasn't nearly as bad as the monster he'd built up in his head. The worst-case scenario was he'd get a few bruises, learn a few hard lessons, and still be alive to fight another day. He'd still be him. Just a little wiser, a little tougher. The moment he truly looked at that fear, truly dissected it, that's when its power began to crack. He realized that the fear wasn't about the fight itself. It was about his story about the fight. He had written a narrative of humiliation and defeat before he even stepped in, and when he replaced that story with one of learning, of pushing his limits, of just trying, win or lose, that's when he started winning. Not always in the ring, but always in his mind. He stopped letting fear dictate his potential. So your homework for secret number 1? Identify that damn beast. Stare it down, write it down, speak it out loud, take away its shadows, see it for what it truly is. An illusion, a projection, a mental construction that you, and only you, have the power to dismantle. It has no power over you unless you give it power. You are powerful. You can do anything. Don't you dare forget that. This isn't just a mantra, it's a weapon. Use it. Now let's move on. Secret 2, the fire of discipline. Forge yourself in daily action. Okay, you've looked your fear in the face. You've seen it for the paper tiger it often is. Good. That's step 1. But looking at it isn't enough. Understanding it isn't enough. Knowledge without action is just trivia. It's useless. What you need now is the hammer, the anvil, the damn furnace. You need discipline. Discipline. Most people hear that word and they cringe. They think of deprivation, of punishment, of doing things they hate. And yeah, sometimes it feels like that. But here's the truth, the real truth about discipline. It's the purest form of self-love. It's telling yourself, I'm worth the effort, I'm worth the grind, I'm worth becoming everything I was meant to be, even when it's uncomfortable. It's not about being motivated all the time. Motivation is a fickle friend. It comes and goes. Discipline. Discipline shows up every damn day, rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or bored. It's the early morning alarm when your bed feels like a warm, comforting trap. It's the extra rep when your muscles are screaming. It's the healthy meal when a greasy burger is calling your name. It's the sustained focus on your craft when 1,000 distractions are begging for your attention. It's the 1,000 tiny decisions made consistently that compound over time into an unstoppable force. It's the fire that burns away the fat of your excuses and forges the steel of your will. Think of a blacksmith. He doesn't just think about shaping the metal. He doesn't just wish it into a sword. He heats it. He hammers it over and over. He dips it in water. He hammers it again. He burns himself. He gets tired. But he doesn't stop until that raw, shapeless lump of iron is transformed into a razor-sharp blade. That's you. That metal, that's your potential. The hammer, that's your discipline. You're a champion. You were born to win. But victory isn't given. It's earned. Every single day. You think Michael Jordan just woke up one day dribbling like a god? You think Elon Musk just thought his way to rockets? No, they put in the hours. They showed up when nobody was watching. They trained in the dark so they could shine in the light. They disciplined themselves to pursue their vision relentlessly. They embraced the grind. They understood that the harder they worked, the luckier they got. I had a guy in my gym, talented, naturally gifted. He could hit harder, run faster, had better reflexes than almost anyone I'd seen, but he hated the routine, hated the repetition. He wanted to just spar, just fight, just be the star. He'd skip the conditioning, blow off the roadwork, and you know what happened? He'd gas out in the third round. His punches would lose their snap. His reflexes would slow. His talent was wasted because his discipline was non-existent. So, here's the secret. Pick one thing, just one. Something you know you should do, but you often don't. Could be waking up 15 minutes earlier. Could be dedicating 30 minutes to that project you've been procrastinating on. Could be 5 minutes of meditation. And then do it. Every single day, no excuses, no negotiations with yourself. Just do it. That's the start of the fire. That's the spark. And once you light that spark, once you feel the power of consistently showing up for yourself, you'll want more. You'll crave it. The initial discomfort will give way to a sense of quiet power, a deep confidence that says, I can rely on myself. I show up. I do the work. And that, my friend, is how you forge an unstoppable will. That's how you build momentum. Just go and try. Don't think. Move. Get into motion. The action creates the motivation, not the other way around. This isn't a suggestion. This is a command. Your command to yourself. Secret 3. The art of falling forward. Embrace failure as fuel. All right? You've faced the beast of fear. You're starting to stoke the fire of discipline. You're feeling that flicker of power, that growing confidence. But here's the unavoidable truth, the one that trips up so many people, even the disciplined ones. You're going to fail, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall hard on your face. And if you're not, then you're not pushing hard enough. You're not playing at the edge of your limits. You're not truly living. Most people see failure as a stop sign, a dead end, a confirmation of their worst fears. They fall once, twice, and then they decide, see, I told you so. I'm not cut out for this. Damn, and they quit. They retreat. They go back to the safe, comfortable, mediocre prison they've built for themselves. Oh, you think it's over? It's not. Not yet. But you're different. You're learning these secrets. You're building something new. For you, failure isn't a dead end. It's a goddamn trampoline. It's not a stop sign. It's a course correction. It's not the end of the road. It's just a detour. And here's the most important part. Failure is fuel. It's information. It's data. It's the universe or life or whatever higher power you believe in telling you, hey, this path isn't quite right. Try this one instead, or try that path, but apply more pressure here or pull back there. Think of a boxer in the ring. He gets hit hard. Maybe he gets knocked down. What does he do? Does he lay there crying, thinking about how much it hurts? No. A true fighter, a champion, gets up. And as he's getting up, his mind is already working. Where did that punch come from? How can I block it next time? How can I counter? He learns, he adapts, he integrates that painful experience into his next move, his next round. He falls forward. I saw this firsthand with a young boxer, barely out of amateurs, who got matched up way too early with a seasoned pro. He was fast, had good technique, but he was green. The pro just absolutely dismantled him for 6 rounds. Didn't knock him out, but beat him up. Punches from every angle, constant pressure, just a masterclass in controlled aggression. My kid, he was devastated, sitting there in the locker room, head down, blood dripping from a cut above his eye, just muttering, I'm not good enough, coach, I can't. I looked at him, wiped the blood from his brow and said, son, you just paid for the best damn lesson you'll ever get. You learned more in those 6 rounds than in 6 months of sparring. Now what did you learn? And we talked. For an hour, we replayed every punch, every missed opportunity, every moment of hesitation. We dissected the fight. He didn't just feel the pain of failure, he extracted the wisdom from it. And you know what? 6 months later, he was a different fighter. He didn't lose that next fight, and he told me, "Coach, I remembered every single thing that Pro did to me, and I used it. You're a champion. You were born to win. But winning isn't just about getting the trophy. Winning is about showing up again after you've been knocked down. Winning is about looking at your mistakes, owning them, and transforming them into stepping stones. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being persistent, relentless. So, when you fall, and you will, don't wallow. Don't hide. Don't let that voice tell you it's the end. Instead, ask yourself, what did I learn? What can I do differently next time? How can I use this defeat to make my next move stronger, smarter, more surgical? Extract the lesson, discard the ego, polish the gem of wisdom you just uncovered, and then get back in the fight. Because every failure, every setback, every stumble is just a setup for your comeback. It's the forge where true champions are made. Embrace the fire of mistakes and let it burn away your weaknesses. Secret 4, the unseen army. Tap into your primal inner strength, all right? You've faced the beast. You're forging yourself with discipline. You're learning to rise from every fall, stronger than before. You're building an external fortress, brick by brick. But what about the inside? What about that quiet voice, the one that sometimes gets drowned out by the noise of doubt and the screams of fear? What about the raw, untamed power that sleeps beneath the surface, waiting for you to call upon it? This, my friend, is secret number 4, tapping into your primal inner strength, the unseen army that marches within you. Most people look for strength outside themselves. They look for validation, for approval, for external motivation. They need someone else to tell them they're good enough, that they can do it. They rely on fleeting emotions, on the weather, on other people's opinions. And when those external sources dry up or turn against them, they crumble. They unravel. They feel lost, adrift, powerless. That's a mistake, a massive one, because the deepest, most resilient, most unwavering source of power isn't out there. It's in here. It's in your gut. It's in your bones. It's in the echo of every ancestor who survived impossible odds so you could stand here today. It's the primal roar of your spirit, the one that refuses to break, no matter what storms rage around you. It's the silent, steady pulse of your own indomitable will. Think of a warrior in the heat of battle, exhausted, wounded, outnumbered. Every logical part of his mind screams to lay down his arms, to surrender, to die. But something else kicks in, something ancient, something deep. A surge of raw, unadulterated will to survive, to protect, to fight for one more breath, one more swing, one more defiant stand. That's not external motivation. That's pure, unadulterated, unyielding inner strength. That's the unseen army. I remember this one time I was out in the wilderness, way off the grid, got caught in a sudden brutal blizzard. The kind where you can't see your hand in front of your face, where the wind bites right through your clothes, and the cold starts to seep into your bones. I was alone. No cell service, no shelter nearby, just me and the goddamn elements. And for a moment, just a fleeting, terrifying moment, pure panic set in. Doubt whispered, "You're done. This is it." But then something shifted. A switch flipped. It wasn't a sudden burst of warmth or a magical rescue. It was a cold, hard resolve. A deep, quiet voice that said, "No, not today. You're tougher than this. You've been through worse. Keep moving, find shelter, survive." And for the next grueling hours, that voice, that raw, primal will, was all I had. It guided my steps. It kept my blood pumping. It pushed me past the point where my body screamed for rest, past the point where my mind wanted to give up. And I made it. Battered, frozen, but alive and stronger. That's the power I'm talking about. That's the wellspring you need to tap into. It's not about positive affirmations that feel fake. It's about remembering the core of who you are. The one who has overcome challenges before. The one who has survived every single bad day you've ever had. The one who is inherently resilient, inherently powerful. You just forget it sometimes. How do you tap into it? You listen. You quiet the external noise. You disconnect from the constant demands and distractions. You spend time alone, in silence, with your own thoughts. You ask yourself, what am I truly capable of? And you remember the times you pushed past your perceived limits. You visualize that warrior, that champion, that force of nature that lives inside you. You allow it to rise. You feed it with belief. You're fucking unstoppable. Remember that. Not because I said so, but because it's the truth of your being. It's not something you acquire. It's something you uncover. It's always been there. And when you connect with that deep, unwavering source of strength, when you realize that no external circumstance can ever truly diminish that inner fire, that's when you become truly invincible. You become a beacon, a force that simply cannot be extinguished. Secret 5, the unstoppable momentum. Don't think, just move. All right, we're here. The final secret, the one that ties everything together. You faced your fears, built your discipline, learned from your falls, and tapped into that primal power within you. You're loaded for bear. You're a goddamn weapon. But all of that, all the self-awareness, all the inner work, all the potential, it means nothing without this last piece. Nothing. And this is where most people, even the good ones, fall short. They get stuck. They overthink. They hesitate. They analyze themselves into oblivion. Analysis paralysis. You know it, don't you? That feeling of having a million ideas, a perfect plan, all the steps laid out, but you just can't start. You're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, the perfect alignment of the stars, the perfect everything. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect moment. There's only now. There's only this breath, this second. And if you wait, if you hesitate, if you allow that little voice of doubt to whisper, what if it's not perfect? What if I fail? Then you're letting the beast win again. You're letting fear, in a new disguise, reclaim its territory. Momentum is a force. It's Newton's first law applied to your life. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. You want to be unstoppable. You have to be in motion. You have to start. You have to take that first, awkward, imperfect, terrifying step, and then the next, and then the next. Think of a massive flywheel. To get it moving, it takes an enormous amount of effort. You push, you pull, you strain. It moves inch by painful inch. But once it starts spinning, once it gathers speed, once it builds that momentum, then it becomes almost impossible to stop. It just keeps going, and the more it spins, the easier it gets. The more power it generates. That's your life. That's your journey to becoming unstoppable. The hardest part is always the beginning. It's the resistance. It's the inertia. It's the friction. Your brain wants to keep you safe, keep you comfortable. It's a survival mechanism, but in our modern world, it often keeps us from thriving. It creates 1,000 reasons not to start, not to push, not to dare. You have to override that. You have to override it with action. Primitive, visceral, immediate action. Just go and try. Don't think, move. It's not about knowing all the answers. It's about taking the first step and trusting that the path will reveal itself as you walk. It's about course correcting, not perfecting. It's about progress, not flawless execution. Who cares if your first attempt is clumsy? Who cares if it's ugly? Who cares if you fall? You've already learned how to get back up, haven't you? You've already faced the fear. You've already cultivated the discipline. Now put it all into practice. I coached this one entrepreneur, brilliant mind. He had this game-changing idea, a product that could revolutionize an entire industry. He spent years perfecting the business plan, refining the pitch deck, strategizing every single detail. He had spreadsheets upon spreadsheets, projections that would make your head spin, but he never launched. He never actually shipped the damn product. He was so terrified of it not being perfect, of not getting it exactly right, that he ended up with nothing but a very thick, very impressive stack of paper, all potential, no reality. Then he came to me. He was broken, frustrated. He asked me, "Coach, what's wrong with me? I have everything, but I have nothing." And I looked him dead in the eye and said, "What's wrong with you? You're thinking too much and doing too little. You're mistaking planning for progress. You're letting perfection be the enemy of good. You're letting the ghost of future failure paralyze your present action." I told him, "Stop. Just stop thinking. Take one tiny stupid step, just one. Send that email, make that call, build that minimum viable product, even if it's ugly as sin. Get it out there. Get feedback, break it, fix it. Improve it. But for the love of everything you claim to want, just move." And he did. He started small. He released a buggy, imperfect version of his product. People complained, some laughed, but some, a small few, saw the potential. And he learned, he iterated, he moved faster. And that initial imperfect, terrifying step, it became a stride, then a run, then a goddamn sprint. And within 2 years, that ugly as sin product, constantly refined by real-world feedback and relentless action, was exactly what he envisioned, because he moved. Because he refused to let fear of imperfection keep him paralyzed. You're fucking unstoppable. Remember that. You have everything you need right now inside you. The courage to face fear, the discipline to build yourself, the resilience to learn from every fall, the primal strength to keep going when everything screams to quit. Now you just need to unleash it. You need to act. So this is it. This is your moment. You've heard the secrets. You've felt the truth of them resonate within your very core. This isn't just a speech. It's an awakening. It's a call to arms. It's a declaration of war against the complacency, the fear, the doubt that has held you hostage for too long. We talked about facing the beast of fear, staring it down, taking away its power. We talked about the fire of discipline, the daily grind, the consistent effort that forges an unshakable will. We talked about the art of falling forward, using every setback, every stumble, every failure as fuel, as data, as a springboard for your next stronger move. We talked about the unseen army, that primal inner strength that resides within you, waiting to be unleashed, waiting to remind you that you are built for greatness, built for survival, built for victory. And finally, we talked about the unstoppable momentum, the absolute necessity of action, of just moving, of refusing to let overthinking and fear of imperfection hold you captive for 1 second longer. This isn't about just listening to these words. This is about integrating them. This is about them becoming a part of your DNA. This is about standing at the precipice of your potential and taking that goddamn leap. What are you waiting for? Permission. You already have it. From me, from yourself, from the universe that put that burning desire in your heart. The world needs what you have. The world needs the champion that's been hiding inside you, the one that's been waiting for this moment, for this permission slip to explode into action. So, let's be clear. When you walk away from this, when you step back into your life, you are not the same person who started listening to me. You are transformed. You are armed. You are ready. This is your fight. This is your time. This is your moment to prove, not to me, not to them, but to yourself, that there are no limits to what you can achieve. No mountain too high, no ocean too wide, no challenge too great. The only limits are the ones you accept, and today, you accept none of them. You are powerful. You can do anything. You're a champion. You were born to win. Just go and try. Don't think, move. You're fucking unstoppable. Remember that. Carry that truth with you, in your bones, in your blood, in every single breath you take. Go, now. Go out there and destroy every limit. Conquer every fear. Become the legend you were destined to be. The fight is yours. The victory is yours. Now, go and claim it. Unleash the storm within. Burn brighter than ever before. Show the world what an unstoppable force truly looks like. Go!